was arguing with Same and was trying to expose him for something, cheating or whatever. I don't know if it was cheating or not, or just being, I don't really know. I don't want to say cheating. I just don't know really what he was exposing him for. But Christian Grey and Same used to be close. And then the name Poor Little Rich Girl comes to mind. And then Nina comes to mind. Nina, y'all know Nina, nasty Nina, the one who put her hands on Poozy. Nina comes to mind. And then the whole situation with, I feel like these situations kind of like mesh together. So the Christian Grey, Same, Poor Little Rich Girl, Nina, um, what's the other guy's name? Oh, these people, it was something going on around this time of January of this year where these names all, do you know what I'm trying to say? They all were tussling. Does that sound about right? That was January. They were all tussling. Now I don't know what they all had to do with one another, but only thing I remember is Same and Christian Grey were friends, and Christian Grey was outing him on something. I don't want to say it was cheating, but he was outing him about something, like being a shady friend or something. And then somehow Nina's name got thrown in it. Poor Little Rich Girl's name got thrown in it, and Al's name got thrown in it. I don't know what a Savoy is. I don't remember. No, it was like, but that had something to do. It was like that they were the ones in this big like rumble. When I look at when in my mind, it just looks like, you ever see those like Charlie Brown episodes where the one kid, what was his name? The real dusty one. He always had the cloud of dust. That's what it looked like when they're tussling. Those names in my mind, that's what that looks like. They're all just like this, a big cloud of dust fighting in the street. A tumbleweed, yeah. And that was in January. Christian Grey and PLR possible snacks. Maybe so. Savoy. Got it. I don't know who that is. So he didn't remember him at the time of all of this. But this was in January. This was earlier in the year. This was earlier this year. And then I remember after the big fight, whatever, I remembered, and the reason I'm gonna tell you why I remember this. I remember this because the same guy, that's so funny, the same guy, remember when he went live, the connection was so bad that like I remember everybody talking about the connection being bad versus what he was saying. Like the connection was so bad. It was like crackled and distorted and whatever. So, and I was like, damn, I wish Sam would get off live. His phone is so terrible. And I remember him going live after all of this, and he was saying something like, basically just talking about his relationship with Erica. So whatever the Christian Grey guy was trying to out, I don't know if he was outing him as being a bad friend or whatever. I remember distinctively Same going live. And I remember after the fact, everybody was like, damn, you barely could hear him. His connection's so bad. That's what everybody was talking about. So I know for a fact that Same did go live. And he was talking about the nature of his relationship with Erica. That's all I remember. So I don't know what Christian was trying to expose, but whatever. He said, and he solidified it. He did, didn't he? He did. I remember that. I remember him. Yeah, I just remember the phone service being so bad. Then I remember people laughing, like, damn, his phone was so bad. People barely understood. But he was definitely doing something because right? They were outing each other for sending multiple women money. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. With men on this app, it's one or two things. You a side piece, he was sending you money, or he was sending you a pickle pick. That's really all. It's the only three things you'll ever get from men over here. You finding out you're a side piece, you finding out he's sending someone pickle pics, and like there's not 9 billion people on this planet. That's what I always find the funniest. It's like there's 9 billion people on this planet. Why do the guys of messy TikTok always circle to the same women of messy TikTok? Like it literally doesn't make any sense. Is it laziness? Is it proximity? Which that's how normal things occur. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but in sociology, everything occurs within proximity. You date who's approximately close to you. If you're a criminal, you're going to commit crimes that are within proximity of you. You know what I mean? Like if you are hungry, you're going to go to a restaurant within proximity. And if you're having a baby, you're going to go to the closest hospital. So everything happens in proximity. So maybe like that's why Same got caught up with. I don't really know the whole Same Gen situation. I'm very curious to know because I'm just a nosy person by nature. But like, how did he get wrapped up with Jen? Where did Jen come from? She just like that was just so when y'all told me that was left field. He said that or their Grand Rising biscuits. I can't do a Grand Rising Negro. I can't do that. That Grand Rising stuff. Just say good morning. Just tell me good morning. Just say hey good morning. Grand Rising is an immediate block. What's up, JP? That's an immediate block. You're blocked immediately. You tell me Grand Rising. You tell me Grand Rising. You're blocked. They've been talking for 2 years. Oh, they've known each other for 2 years. Like a soap opera. Everybody's related and recycled. Yeah. Hold on. There's somebody in my inbox. Oh, don't let them up. That's a spam account. He said, then Erica was asking Jen how much money he sent her. I wouldn't tell. I would never tell. I would. Did Jen tell? I wouldn't tell. Don't you ever tell a woman how much money a man sent him. I don't care what the regard is. Because as soon as another man hear how much you were willing to take from him, he gonna try to lowball you. Don't ever, 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 ever reveal how much money a man ever sends you. I don't care if the nigga sent you $1. Just like you don't tell how much money a man sent you, you don't tell another man how another man treated you. Every man who you've ever dated has treated you like a princess. You lie. You lie. The princess treatment is the standard. So if a man asks, well, how did you and your ex break up? Oh, it was mutual, but he treated me like a princess. That's what I always say. They treat me like gold. That's what you always say. So then he has something to live up to. And if he can't, then he won't be able to rise to the occasion. Every man you've ever dated treated you like a princess. Your ex-husband, your third grade boyfriend, your fling who you only slept with. Oh, but he treated me like a princess. He would, even when I spent the night at his house and we just hooked up, when I wake up in the morning, he'd have my car washed. They all treat you like a princess. Don't ever let a man ever tell a man how much money another nigga gave you and how a nigga treated you bad. Ever. Don't ever do that. Because he gonna treat you worse. What's up, Jennifer? I'm so fancy. Don't. Hold on, let me read your comments. Did Jen tell? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said if you do triple, if you do triple it at least. Yeah, that's right. You said, and now I'm Grand Rising Queen. Oh, child. She didn't. Okay, good for Jen. Yeah, don't tell that. Like and I think at the time, well, first of all, I'm asking questions out of order. When did this happen? When did all of this come out? When did this happen? Is for one, and for two, Erica and Jen talked after. I'm assuming on a live stream. That's how y'all know, because y'all so nosy. I'm assuming on a live stream. So when did they get a chance to talk to one another? This was yesterday. This was yesterday. I'm texting my sister Grand Rising when I need $20. Same. Literally same. I just dipped in. This is the best toner. It's an exfoliant. It burns a little, but it's the best. Oh, so they talked to each other yesterday. Tap the screen, you guys. I'm invested. I gotta see these text messages. Can we be nosy for like 2 seconds? And I got to see them. Can I see the toner again? Oh, it's the step 2 from Clinique. So all you have to do is look up Clinique step 2. You see it? I got my nails done too. And my feet. Then I got invited to the TikTok Awards. I was like, damn, perfect timing for me to get my nails done. Okay. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta find. I gotta find. Let me tell you why it's so good. Now, mind you, I showered. Look what came off my face. That's crazy. My skin is never filthy. I don't go anywhere. Look what just came off my face. Sometimes I be feeling like I'm scratching away the melon, but I know it's grime and dust. Oh, some mods don't know how to. You see, mod, I'm gonna. What's up, bro? I haven't seen it. I can't read the. I can't. Don't record mine. You don't gotta record this. I'm not gonna be saying anything new. No, no one likes my opinion. Trust me, I got canceled 2 weeks ago. Nobody. Dang. No, I can get it done. I'm just being lazy. I can get it done. I can go and see what's going on. I just want to see what's happening. Golly. But don't record this. I promise. I'm not gonna say anything insightful. I promise you. Okay. Okay. Well, don't be scared. I'll find it. What's up, damn fool?
Hey, Nosy. I'm scared.
Don't be scared. I'll find it. What's up, damn fool?
Hey, Nosy. How you been? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Um,
Bye,
I
boo.
ain't- I ain't dead, so you know that's a thing.
So it was, it
I
was a good
wanted,
start.
you know what I'm saying? It was a little hard week, but I came up because I got a request.
Oh,
Um,
I think
you
somebody might have actually sent it to you.
send what to me?
You said you got it. Oh, you have a request for me. I thought you said you got a request, like someone sent you a request.
Yeah, yeah. No, I got a request
Oh,
for
what's up?
you. One. Can you go grab some pistachios or some seaweed because I need the nostalgia right now.
I don't have
Um,
either of those.
well, damn, knows it.
I know. I don't got nothing. I'm gonna go to Costco tomorrow, though.
Okay, and second, I got a plug on it. So we can get our cozy and nosy outfits. So
I know.
just
I
let
gotta
me
get on
know.
that. I've been being lazy. I'm gonna get on my Zoom in 2026.
Okay, because we need it. All right, that's it. That's all. And who? Wait, which Erica Nicole we talking about? And,
She's on messy TikTok. I don't know if you're familiar with the messy side of TikTok for messy
yes, I
live
am.
streamers. Oh, you are? Okay, well then you
Mhm.
should know Erica Nicole. She's got dreadlocks. She's a black woman.
That
I
okay?
don't
That's
really know
what I
how tall
thought.
she is.
That's what I thought we were talking about, but I wasn't sure.
Okay.
And the skin is looking clear. And shout out to the ring.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank
You know
you.
what I'm saying? This wasn't the dude that you left us alone for 72 hours for the pickleball last year. Coupons.
No, that was a
No.
different one. That was a different one.
Okay. You should also put out a ebook on how to get a fiance in 90 days by Nosy. Thank you very
Bye,
much.
damn fool. Okay, let me see. I gotta figure out. I just want to see the text messages. I don't really care too much for the exchange because I'm sure they're gonna be fighting all the way until accountability court. So they can do that. I just want to read what was being said. I'm not gonna read them out loud. Where can I find them? Did any blogger just take screenshots of them and post them, or are they attached to an actual video? What's up? I capture you watch. Don't record this live stream. I promise you, there's nothing in here that's informational or important. So just I want you to save your terabytes this evening. Trina was reading them. Okay, where was she reading them? Let me see. Let me just go to the bloggers I know. Okay, I'm on I live for this shit. The signal is so bad. Okay. I live for the shit. They have it, but they have so many captions on the screen, I can't read them. Let me go to who else uploaded? The messages are on all the messy vlogger. Okay. All there they are. I hope their page isn't private. Where's part one? This part one? They got part two pinned, but they don't show you where part one is. Let me see if I can find it. Oh man. Damn, they don't have part one. They only have, maybe part one came down. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna just start here. That's okay. That's fine. I'm just gonna read to myself, and then they don't have part one posted. The part one must have gotten taken down, so that's fine. Let me clear the screen. Okay. Let me just read this. What? Oh, I know he was not sending this girl this stuff. You said part one is the first one. Oh, you pinned both of them. Oh, that was smart. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Thank you, all the messy vlog. Oh my God. I cannot believe he posted that. I can't believe he sent that to a woman. Is he sick? Okay. Okay. This is crazy. It's a lot. Hell yeah, it's a lot. I'm about to read it too. Okay. This is crazy as fuck. Okay. And this party says, I almost came in the live. Oh my God, and gifted you because I thought you were live. Stranger. I've even sent you Zell a couple times, but I'm a stranger. So you did? I gotta check it. I swear I know. I still use those 2 times. Check it now. Hello, hey, how are you? She's at the gym. He said, okay, really? He said, damn, I bet you look sexy as hell, though. Murder him. Erica, that's all you can do. That's all you can do at this point. What do you mean I look sexy? Murder immediately. I'm good, Toby. How are you? Because what else is there to do? He said, and I was worried that maybe next time would not come. He said, I'm sweaty as fuck. Okay. The next part, he says, yes, he is here, but it's not. Let me. Okay. He gotta die. He just got to. He just has to. Now, how did. Okay. While I'm reading these, let me pause it. How exactly, well, what exactly made, because this is on Jen's live and she posted them. What made Jen put these out? Like, I've never known, well, because I don't be in it. I don't know if there's beef between Erica and Jen. So was there some beef brewing that caused Jen to release these? Like, or was she just tired of like holding on to the secret? She just wanted to let it out. She don't like Erica. Erica told her to merch it. What does that mean to merch it? What does that mean? What does that mean, Petty? Erica said show it and Jen did. But why did it, how did the conversation get to showing it? That's what I'm asking. Like before Erica said, well, show it, how did we get before showing it? Like, does anybody know? Okay, let me read this portion. He says, yes. Okay, so he said, yes, she is here, but it's not the move that everyone thinks. She's moving her business to Houston, but it has nothing to do with me. Now you know I'm not scared to talk to you. I just don't handle stuff online. I keep my private life in private. She said, you know very well that she also moved there to be close to you. We're not going to even act like that's not a thing. He said, the outside looking in definitely understand what anyone would think, but the ones that truly know is my family. My father and aunt stayed with me for a week, so they know it's not a thing. That's not true because the live stream, I was just telling you guys that I remember very distinctively, his signal was very bad and it was in January and it was with all those people we talked about. And he very much got on that live stream and claimed Erica as his partner. I'm not crazy, right? Or does anybody else remember that? I gotta go find that live stream. I'm sorry. Let me go because I don't like when a man lie. I don't like men. It was replayed in last slides. Pluzy played the live early. Okay, so you did hear it then. Okay, I don't gotta look for it. You know it exists. It does exist. I'm sorry, Manathy. What's your name? We'll call you Man. Man said Erica was speaking on another relationship and Jen called her out that her man don't claim her. Whose relationship was Erica talking about? Yes, he did. What's up, Z Monet? Okay, so he's obviously lying in these text messages. Now, based off of what Jen is saying to him, sounds like she's trying. Let me just hold my thoughts until the very end, okay? What's up, Locks for Life? Damn, I need a better chair. Okay, fast forward. Okay. In this next portion, I can't see the top, but it says no mutual agreement. He goes on to say that just chose to keep it off the app because it's not their business. And then he goes on to say, and let me be clear, just because a person is in my house doesn't mean that I sleep with them. He asks, are you busy? He says, are you there? He said, nah, I don't even believe that. Between her post and her living with you, and that's way more serious than you want to lead on. Don't like that because I'm not even that type of bitch. And then he asked if they could call. Nina and Squall. Oh, are Nina and Squall and Jen, are they close? Or was just Jen just fed up with Erica discussing another person's relationship? Okay, let me fast forward. This is interesting. Okay. And the next one, it says, he asks again if he can call her. She says, I'm not gonna lie, I can't see it because the vloggers, there's a caption on the screen, so I can't see what that says. He goes on to say, no one is playing, but he can't be clear over text. I called. He said, can I ask you something? She said, yes. He said, do you just honestly think I'm a cheater? She said, I don't know. I still think it's disrespectful to have a woman in love with you and living with you, and you don't want to be honest and you just live with someone you don't care about. And you're not going to convince me of that either. He said, answer my question, please. Do you think I'm a cheater? Hello. I guess her non answer is an answer. Based off of just the 4 pages I read, which I'm sure there's more, um, no, I'll keep my thoughts to myself. Let me just let me just read a little more. He then says, hello, and if a person is benefiting from something, don't necessarily mean it's love. He said, but I understand why you think that it may not be true. He said, he goes on to say, but when you're benefiting from something, that's just the understatement. She said, and what are you benefiting from them? He said, I'll tell you both if you like. She said, I would love to know. He said, can I call? She said, just tell me. I'm not kidding. I'm really upset with you. He said, hello. Well, he kept asking to call for 2 things. I'll tell you the reason why men do that. So the reason why men want to call is one, they don't want it to be in a text. Okay, he's trying to be sneaky, but he's also a goofy because he's still texting it, right? So I don't think he necessarily wanted to call in the sense of I don't want what I'm about to say to be documented. I don't think that at all. It's even worse if you call because what if she records calls, right? I think the reason why he wanted to call is because he has the gift of the gab. Same as it based off these text messages. I don't know this man from a can of paint, but it seems as though he's very convincing if he talks to you, right? That's why some people can talk you out of your drawers. You've heard that term before, or talk you out of your pockets. Like some people can just talk to you and get you to give them things. So he might just have the gift of the gab, and he was trying to continuously get Jen on the phone to be able to convince her of something, whatever that something is. I don't necessarily think he wanted to call to hide his steps, because if he did, he would not be talking like this in text messages. So I don't know what other people's statements are about this, like, oh, he wanted to call so he could hide. No, he was giving away way too much in a text message to be concerned about what he wanted to truly hide. He just probably is more convincing when he talks to you, right? He can convince you to do more if he can get you on the phone. And a lot of women see that as, oh, that's so nurturing and caring. Most guys hate talking on the phone. This guy loves talking on the phone. Yeah, because he's about to convince you of something like highway robbery or something. He might convince you to go rob the White House. You can't, some people, you got to be really cautious about talking to them because they can sometimes, oftentimes, convince you of things and you don't even really, they could be putting a spell on you just like that. You'd be like, how did I convince, or how did this man convince me to, you know, do this, that, and the third? Because they are very convincing over the phone. Yeah, some people are quite manipulative. So be careful about guys who are always willing to talk on the phone. It's not because they're old. It's not because they're not tech savvy. It's because sometimes they're just like, I can convince her better if I get her on the phone. You know what I mean? That prison talk. That's right. Okay, let's continue. Ooh, this is interesting. I feel like I dusted off my old hat. Okay. Let me see. Okay. This next one says, text me here from now on. It sounds like he gave her another phone number. This was on October 7th. It says, so I can show you something. She said, sure. He said, do you work at a doctor's office, right? She said, yeah. He said, are you allowed to ask them something? She said, it depends on the area it is. It isn't family med. What is it? Then he proceeds to show her a picture. He said, um, ask, does lupus cause this? And she replied back, says, does lupus cause those issues? What was the picture? Did Jen ever explain what these pictures were? Did damn, I wish Jen was here. I could ask her. What was this picture that he wanted to know about? It was a dick pic? What was on it? Was there something on it? Was there something on it? Did she explain if there was something on it? Like there was like a lesion or a reddish rash or like a flare up or something? She didn't explain what it was? The only picture I got that, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, did she ask what was in the image that he wanted to know? Okay, so we'll skip that. Okay, hold on. I I downloaded the video so I can scroll and use the scroll on the iPhone. The iPhone scroll is so much better. Okay, the next one he says, just blank, and he says good morning. And then he says, just trying to see, are you getting my text? She said, yeah, good morning. He said, I thought the phone was up. Did you sleep okay last night? Damn, he really cared. A nigga who care, huh? He said, you want to hear something crazy? LOL. I'm assuming she said yes. He said, can I call? She said, I'm at work. I'm just trying to go through this quickly. He said, love you. Love you? He gotta go. He got a DIE. Love you? He gotta go. He says, you sleeping? She said, good morning. He said, how are you? She said, I'm good. How about you? He said, I'm done brought me up in this shit. What shit? Okay, hold on. Maybe he explains it. He said the Nitra stuff. Oh, I'm sure people love dragging him and his uh, dead wife into everything. He said, "Oh, I missed that," and then they go over some Nitra stuff. He said, "I'm in the live." She said, "I'm still talking about it." He said, "I'm on the panel." He said, "Whose live are you in?" So I lay with him every night. Good to know. He says, "You know, I'm not about to do that on here." Jen replies back and says, "You're not about to do anything because you're true. I'm not stupid." Eric. His name's Eric. Aw, Eric and Erica. Oh, that's so cute. Aw, he was buckling. And this man, the way he'd be a dead man. I'm sorry, child. I just can't. I can't do that kind of disrespect. I hate Apple so much when they change their. I hate that they change their fucking cursor, like to scroll. Like this shit is so dumb. They fucked this shit up so bad. Okay, he goes on to say, I'm not saying anything because I choose not to let TikTok in my personal life. And then it's kind of blocked off because of the blogger's caption. Jen does say, I will let you continue to lie, and that's really all I can see. He goes on to say, really? He said, why do you think what you think? She said, I don't think anything. I know. I just don't know why you think I'm stupid. He said, nobody think you stupid, but it's crazy that you don't think I have standards for myself. That's calling Erica below standard. He gotta, he gotta go. That you're calling her below standard. Like you don't think I have standards for myself? Like you think I would sleep with her? That is crazy. The way he would be suffocated in his sleep. It's, that's crazy. This man is he's a horrible human. Hold on, let me hit this crack pipe. He's to keep reading. Back to Millie. Jen goes on to say, it's not about having standards. I've told you many times she may very well be a different person off the app than on the app, but I just don't see anyone claiming a man that much that they are not with. He said, because that's basic. What I'm getting at, because that's basic. What I'm getting at, that I'm just like any other dude. He said, because it's basic. He said, because it's basic what I'm getting, that I'm just like any other dude. She said, one thing I'm not telling you, the app, your business. Another is flaunting someone when no one is asking. Correct me if I'm wrong. What's up, Blackberry? Correct me if I'm wrong. But, and we're only halfway through. Just because I don't know all the details, okay? But correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it seem like Jen is she's asking probing questions. She's asking probing questions. And if I had to take a guess, I think Jen was a bit shocked that he would admit so much. Like his sheer desperation to get this woman, get Jen, he had a blind spot. He was so willing to convince Jen that he was single and that he wanted her that he didn't even realize that he was telling his own business. All for the lack of that Jen just doesn't answer the phone, right? If his strength is speaking, that's why he said, call me, call me, call me, answer the phone, answer the phone, answer the phone. She doesn't. If his sheer strength is speech and he can't access his own strength, his weakness is text messages. He told on himself, and it doesn't like, am I supposed to be seeing like, is she supposed to be flirting with him? Or because I'm not getting flirting, I'm getting somebody who's trying to set this man up to snitch on himself. He was snitching on himself so much. And I think also based off of Jen's messaging him, it sounded like she was almost frustrated that he just kept lying. It almost felt like a game. Like, okay, let's see if today he tells the truth. Nope, not today. Okay, let's try the next day. Okay, tomorrow, is he gonna tell the truth? I think it seems as though she was just almost wrapped up in this game of like cat and mouse with him to see what he was willing to admit. You know what I mean? But she doesn't, but like she wasn't interested in him. She doesn't sound interested in him. Are people trying to say she was are people trying to say she was interested in this man? You could tell he makes her skin crawl. In my personal opinion, is what it's giving. Probably makes her skin crawl. She probably is grossed out by him. But I think she was playing this game of like, let's see if today he'll admit the truth, based off of all of the stuff that he was obviously, I don't like watch a lot of Erica's content or Saint's content, but it seems as though like what Jen is saying is like, but she's talking about you and she's posting you and you're obviously in a relationship with this girl. Like, you know what I mean? Why are you lying? It's so crazy, but men will talk themselves into a pretzel to get what they want. He didn't care that the truth was in Jen's face. He just thought, I'm smarter than the truth. I'm more manipulative. I'm more convincing than the truth, you know? And maybe he was playing this game with Jen because she just was maybe one of the first who just didn't believe the bullshit. And it probably turned him on. It sounded like it did. Probably turned him on. It's like, oh, she's just chasing or she's just running and I'm just chasing. And he was like, it's like he was getting off on the chase. So weird. Men are so fucking gross. But I'm gonna continue reading. Let me see who's in the request box. Artrice, I've seen you here before. I think I have. Maybe, sure. I hope so. Okay, if I haven't seen you before, just drop down. Okay. Um, this is crazy as hell. This man is such a loser. I feel bad for Erica and Jen for wasting her damn time trying to get this man to tell the truth. Two victims. Okay. It goes on. I can't see the top. I'm sorry, you guys, because it's cut off. But Jen says, I don't see someone staying. I'm assuming in his house. He said a person will say anything to make themselves not look good to someone else. Basically, he's saying that Erica only did that so she doesn't look like a goofy. Like she only claimed him online. This is what he's saying. And I'm trying to like break it down to you. So when he says a person will say anything to make themselves not look good at someone else. So basically saying she was doing all of this online so she didn't look like she wasn't in a relationship with me, like she didn't come across the country to be with me. People do anything to, for the, keep up with the Joneses. He goes on to say, and you don't see it because it's something you should not do. He said, but I will not allow you to put words in my mouth. She said, I wouldn't ever go over selling something on the internet. He says, and I know you would have, but I'm just not going to put someone in the streets. But he thought about it. That's the crazy part. If he said it, oh, I'm just not going to put someone in the streets, but he thought about it. He thought about it. He did. He did. And I think that if this conversation with him and Jen would have went a different direction, if Jen was like leaning into whatever the fuck he was delivering, he would have put Erica on the streets. Period. These type of men are incredibly dangerous because they will lie up until the point of admission, right? When did they stop texting? Are these October 7th of last year? This one says Thursday, October 9th at 7:36 p.m. Are these from last year? These are from when him and Erica were like getting together and all the other stuff. These are last year, right? This year, this October, it was this October. He was saying all of this in this October. Damn. She got to get out that man's house. Yeah, she got to get out of there. These type of men are, they're just very calculating. They are. No, that was 2 months ago. Yes, it was 2 months ago. No, if I mean, I can't give nobody advice because who am I to give advice? You know what I mean? Y'all know me. I be living pillow to post. Oh, bitch. Okay. I be trying to have a good time with a whole bunch of niggas. But you know what I mean? But I always have my own, and I would never just willingly move in with a man without knowing I have a home somewhere else. But at the same time though too, she got to get up out of there. Like if not, you said this dropped all yesterday. She got to get up. She should have been out the house yesterday because ain't no way. That man was he like in his mind. In his mind, he probably girl bye. Yeah, I do be y'all know me, I be living pillow to post child. But in his mind, you could tell from the language that he's speaking to Jen in these messages. But 2 months ago, he sounded like he was like, how do I free myself? What's up, Miss T? Okay, let me finish reading. He goes on to say he wouldn't put somebody on the streets. And then he goes on to say, I think you know me better than that. She says, right, but the way it seems, she definitely planned on staying. He said, everything looks different when you're on the outside looking in. He was trying to put her out. Yeah, he was. He probably still is, right? If this just came out yesterday, it's probably still, maybe he's moving a little slower than he should have, but he's based off of this conversation here. And I'm not going to say, oh, Jen's probably the only person he's talking to. If he's talking to her like this so candidly about his relationship that he believes in his mind doesn't exist, which literally does, which literally exists, he's more than likely having these same fantastical conversations with other women, talking about how you ain't nothing but a roommate and about to put you out. Mind you, sleeping in the same bed together. And this is how he's talking about the person he's literally sleeping next to. But he's calling you a roommate. That's crazy. He would have to go. Okay. Ooh, these are long ones. Look how long these are. What was he talking about, child? Okay. He says, I don't have a current partner. Oh my God. What do you mean you don't have a current partner? Who's that lady in your bed? He would have to get backhanded immediately. He said, I don't have a current partner and nobody is gaslighting you. It was the truth. You never been through the situation. You never been in the situation to understand. I thought there's something in front of the letter. I can't see what the way that I thought. Are you cool right now? He said, I told you, whatever that word is, I felt, and not one time. Did you say okay? I can understand. He said, but you don't understand because, like I said, I never been through it. I'm assuming he's talking about the death of his wife. He said, just like I've never been through what you're going through. He goes on to say that we are not playing these games. She said, you are 100%. We are not playing these games. He proceeds and says, how am I going to, he said, how am I doing that, Jennifer? He said, yeah, you see how he's using her full name? He's very manipulative. And if you would have got her on the phone at least one time, Jen, he'd have had you too, Boogie. If he was able to like lock you into a 10-hour conversation on the phone, he would have got you too. Men who use your full name, using your full government name, is so freaking manipulative. And I dated a guy who used to talk to me like that, and I fucking hated it. Like, do not call me Stephanie. My name is Steph. When they start using your full name, that's manipulation. I don't care what nobody says. He goes on to say that you have not. He said, you have not. Sorry. So you can't tell a person how to deal with stuff in what order. He said, I told you, I am trying to find what he said concerning having information about my late wife. I don't give a fuck about what Erica said because that's not what's most important to me at the time. You wanted to make it out you wanted to make it the most important thing. Being a friend also means putting your feelings to the side sometimes. And if you see me saying repeatedly that I'm trying to find what he said, I'm assuming they're talking about a live stream. He said, but like I said, you'll never understand how I felt because you have not walked in my shoes. The shoes of a liar, child. Okay, he goes on to say, sorry. He said, I'm in Braids Live. She said, what's going on? He said, the same shit. She said, I was in there earlier. I'm tired of that Nitra shit. He said, she will not stop. She said, as long as Erica keeps responding, she's not going to stop. And now BK is talking about it too. So she's definitely going to have a lot to say. He says she will not get away with what the shit that she said. Jennifer says, I missed it. Is what she said about you. He said, right, you did miss it. She said, I don't listen to that woman. And then the rest is cut off. I love Dietrich. She's so funny. He goes, there's something at the top. And she says, as soon as they start something recapping her, I leave. As soon as they're recapping about Nietzsche, she leaves. He said, understood. Then he says, hey, hey. She says, hey, how are you doing? He said, I'm good. How about you? He said, I'm good. Are you feeling better? She said, no, not really. He said, have you taken your meds? She said, no, I thought it would go away on its own. He said, is it just a headache? He goes on to say, hell, I was scared to say anything to you. Then he says, look at you. What the hell? She says, I ain't shit special, LOL. He said, to you. She said, well, yeah. He said, my eyes see differently. He really wanted this girl. He was in love with her. She said, that's so sweet. In love with her in the sense of like how a manipulative person loves someone that they want. Not in the sense of like he's deeply and truly in love with her, but he did love this girl. This man loved this woman. He says, she says, that's sweet. I'm going to get some sleep. Got to get up early. He said, honestly, didn't try to talk to you to all the people they said. She said, I believed you when you said it. He said, I cannot find that one picture of you. FOE is mad at me. He said, good morning. She said, how are you? He said, I'm okay. She said, I'm doing good. He said, what's going on? She said, with what? He said, with you. He said, I was surprised to receive a good morning text. She said, oh, it's nothing. Damn, I can't be nice. And then he hearted it. He says, once every 3 months. Yep. And then he says, I was just finishing unpacking for a trip. What trip? We're talking about same cheating, texting on Erica and the just scared. Oh, thank you, Blushing Boots. What trip? Okay. He said, can I eat that pussy? he gotta go. He got to go. Eric said he never went on a trip, so he just be lying. He lie about everything, huh? He got to go. He said, please. Now he gotta die. He gotta go and die. Because what are we talking about? When I say die, I mean virtually. Like virtually delete him from the app, not physically. Okay? He gotta go. Then Z proceeds to send her a picture. She said, you have a whole girlfriend, putting him back into the square root of reality. Not one time have I read a message where she is leading him on to believe that whatever they're talking about is more. She's not leading this man on. He's just desperate. He's just desperate. That's it. He's just desperate for her affection, her love, her attention, whatever. He's just like yearning her. He told her he loved her. So like, even if it's real or not, doesn't matter. It's written down. So that's, we can only go based off of empirical evidence. I'm not going off of anything that was not stated by this man in these messages, okay? This is just straight empirical, physical, tangible evidence we can touch. We can touch these text messages. He said, love you. Whether he put an I in front of it or not, if it was a euphemism, or if he was casually saying it to a friend, why would you tell her that? And then asking her, can I eat your pussy? You understand what I'm trying to say? He was in love with Jennifer, and she was not paying him no dust. She wasn't paying him no dust. And the only messages that I've read so far in this first half of this 30-minute live stream of Jen's is her trying to get him to acknowledge his partner. That's it. That's all I've read. Just acknowledge her. And he refused. And he refused. He refused. That's crazy. Okay. She goes on and says, you have a whole girlfriend. He says, huh? Girlfriend? He said, would you grab it with your hand just to see how hard it is? He said, would you please? She said, you do know I live nowhere near New York City, right? Right now. He says, I didn't ask that. He goes on to say this, to say to her is, can I get to where I need to go? Referring to like, can you help me come? He goes on to say, can you grab this this pickle, for me to see how hard it really is? Jen says something, she said something, you're not near me, obviously. That's all I can read from her thing. You're not near me, obviously. God, this guy is a piece of fucking work. He goes on to say, it's not obvious. That's why I'm asking. He says, I'll tell you what. Can you do it while you ride my face? She said, might suffocate, LOL. Man. He says, you think so? Hell, you gonna run. He said, I have to warm you up though, okay? He said, if I grab it right, I just may explode. She says, I'm sure I would run looking at the size of it. He says, why? She said, because it's big as fuck. What do you mean? LOL. I guess you can consider that flirting. I really wouldn't consider it flirting. But it is. We'll play devil's advocate and split hairs here. Yeah, I guess it's her flirting. She didn't have to engage in it, but she doesn't sound very interested in it. Like, she's talking about running from it, saying, oh, well, I would run. It's big. It doesn't sound. This is from between Jen and Same, Erica's boyfriend. You don't know, these are live streamers here on TikTok, except Eric, or Same. His name is Eric in the phone, so that's all I keep reading, except Same. The boyfriend is not, but these two live streamers named Jen, another live streamer by the name of Erica Nicole. I guess they don't like each other. I didn't know that. And I guess Jen was having a texting, I wouldn't call it a relationship, but a familiarity with Erica's boyfriend. And I guess Jen released the text messages, and the keynotes or the key takeaways from the text messages is: 1, he wanted to sleep with Jen. 2, he was sending Jen money. 3, he was claiming that his living girlfriend, Erica, is not his girlfriend, and that he wasn't going to put her on the streets, and that they were basically roommates, even though they slept in the same bed. It's crazy. Okay. And then this is more sex talk. I'm not going to read the sex talk. I don't care about that. Okay, in this portion, he says, I'm trying to have, he said, I'm not trying to have sex because I know you can't take this pickle. She says something, but it's blocked off by the blogger's thing. He says, so can you sit on my face? Da da da. She said, that's descriptive. There's more sex talk. I'm gonna skip past that. I want to keep reading that. I don't want to get flagged, but y'all know what sex talk is. Okay. Okay. Let me get to the second part. Damn, that was a lot. Okay, let's get to part two. Good Lord. I'm gonna download it to my phone. Let me read some of your comments. Golly, y'all, please tap the screen. There's a 686 of you in the building, so tap the screen. Don't share the live the same, child. He busy getting down with somebody in their text messages. Don't share the live the same. He is not welcome here. He is a unwelcomed guest over here. Okay, but please do share the live. Please tap screen. I don't have a live. Oh, I do have a live goal. Yeah, here, help me close out my live goal. I don't know what I'm doing. Close out my life goal for me, you guys. I got to get to LA and I need some money quick, okay? And I'm reading all of this mess for you guys. Okay. How long is this one? Damn. My back hurt reading this. What's up, Nosy's pink, what is that? Nosy's pink bonnet. Okay. Let's get to this portion. Okay. Okay, there's more sex talk, pervert. Okay. She says something to him and says, whoa, that's a lot. He says, please, what is your favorite position? That's more sex talk. I'm not reading that. Let's just get to the good morning. He says, good morning. How's work going? She said, work's good, just busy. He said, oh, she's, it's hard to say because there's like stuff in the screen, so I can't really read what that is. Hold on. Okay. He said, didn't you have a good day at work? She said, I was sleeping. He said, oh, how are you? He said, oh, and guess what I learned last night? She said, okay, coming down with a cold. What you found out? I think Jen was lying about them colds. What's up, show? I think she was lying about them colds. Jen, if you in here, you was lying about them colds. Every time that man texted you, you had a cold. You had a cold. Come on, sister. You're not fooling me, sister. I've talked to many men who annoyed me, and I was always sick. Well, you know, I'm sick. What are you talking about? I'm tired. She was lying. And she needs to admit that. Because. So what? And don't you think it's interesting that when Jen's live streaming, the bitch ain't never sick. She was sick in them text messages. She ain't never sick on live stream. She was sick of it. She was sick of that man texting her. I'm sick. Every text, she's sick. What's up, Cocoa Pops? But when she live streaming, she cutting up. She cutting up on Kappa. She cutting up in people's live streams. She cutting up all over this app. She got energy for this app. She ain't had energy for him. That was a clear indication. He should have known that girl did not want him. That was a clear indication. Thank you, Melody. That was a clear indication that man did not like you. Or that girl did not like you, sir. Ty Lil has not responded and he ain't going to. He said that's the same few days. She said sick of his ass lying. She's like, tired of it. Okay. So now mind you, this is October 18th. She's still sick. Okay. He said, I guess what I found out. He said, I found out that I'm sassy. She said, oh yeah, I heard Nitra say that. He said, I just heard last night. The clip was in my inbox when I got off work. He says, well, or Jen replies and says, well, you know, as soon as someone gets into it with your girl, talking about Erica, they're going to call you sassy. No, she said they're going to call you everything but a child of God. I'm sorry. He says, no, that, but okay. She says, he said, not that, but okay. She says, not what? He says, what you just said. She said, I just said a lot of things. He said, do you think I'm a cheater? She says, it doesn't matter what I think. You have a damn girlfriend. I don't know why you keep trying. It's so hard to read this. Oh, I can zoom in, duh. Duh, Steph. She said, I don't know why you she said, I don't know why you keep trying to lie to me about it. It's honestly getting old as fuck. He said, it doesn't matter what you think. He said, it does matter what you think. She says, well, the reality is the reality. She's your girlfriend, period, point blank. Stop denying it. He says, I can be straight up with you. She said, I would hope so. He said, if I had a girlfriend, I would not try to eat your pussy. Literally, yes, you would. God, this guy lies. She replied and says, sir, one thing doesn't have to do with another. Not only is she your girlfriend, but y'all live together, and in the same bed together, right? I can't really see it because it's cut off, but basically Jen is telling him that's your girl, okay? He goes on to say, oh, I saw that part. He goes on to say that we do not sleep in the same bed. Oh my God. What? These are live streamers here on TikTok. Oh my God. What do you mean you don't think this? I know he's lying. He is such a liar. Why is you lying on this girl? He lied like Legion do. He gots to. We don't sleep in the same bed. That's not true. She said, well, then one of y'all is lying really bad. And I may add, whatever is the one lying, I'm sick as fuck. He said, I told you I choose not to put my personal life on the app. She said, put your personal business and writing around like one Erica item and two different things. She said, but go off. He said, who is riding around like one? She said, both of y'all. Or do you not think I wasn't sitting on your live yesterday morning while you were sitting on her panel? She said, let's be fucking for real. I can be around even when I'm not around. This man is a liar, and I wouldn't trust nothing that come out of his damn mouth, period. She goes on to say, you're 100% correct. He said, I'm not complaining about it. She said, I'm in way too many I am in no way policing your response, but she goes on to say, but don't act shocked when you getting drug when you and her keep feeding into it. You're upset she spoke on your daughter. She called you sassy. She's gonna call you a lot more after she hear all of what was said last night. He said, what did I say last night? She said, you didn't say. Your girl had a lot to say about her again. So once it gets those clips, she's gonna go off again today. He said, so again, if you don't see me there, then in my bedroom sleeping, she sleeps in my guest room. Your guest room? And I'm on live in my room. Did Erica, who's the topic? Erica Insane and Jennifer. So did Erica, did Erica ever come live and talk about this? Like, what was Erica's reaction? I think I read enough of these. So I was waiting for that reaction. What was Erica's reaction to all of this? Does anybody know what Erica's reaction to all of this was? This is Jen's live. Was Erica in the comments? She was on the panel? Calm as a cucumber. Mind you, the guest room just got done 3 days ago. It was getting renovated. Erica played it cool. She streamed it. Oh, so she must have a response to all this. No, Nosy, because juicier, keep reading. Okay. Damn, this is fucking crazy. I would die. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, if some random, I'm just saying this word as a euphemism, not in reference to Jennifer, but if some random bitch posted messages between me and my man, first of all, he'd be, and I wouldn't be online. You just couldn't see me. You wouldn't see me. Like, I don't, you already know me. I don't play tough guy on the internet. I used to, but it cost me a lot of money. So I don't play tough guy anymore on the internet because niggas don't care. They love wasting your money. And so I don't do that no more. And I'm just like a honest person. Like, if my feelings are hurt, you're not going to see me on the internet reacting to it. chiming into it, like you're just not gonna see me. I'm just gonna find some other part of the internet to go and hang out and kick it. I'm not gonna just, that's not a thing. So how Erica's doing this, it's got to be on the strength of something, because it wouldn't be. I just, God knows his strongest soldiers, and he know I'm not one of them, because there's no way he would have found me on the internet talk about none of this stuff. Like, none. I don't care. I don't care how. Like, I just wouldn't care how Jen exposed it. I wouldn't just. I just wouldn't care. I literally wouldn't care. I wouldn't care how she. I don't. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd just be like, you know what, that nigga's foul, and the only reason why Jen has the one up is because Same allowed it. Same allowed the disrespect. You know, he allowed her to, like. Sorry, guys, my room is really bright, so it's giving me a headache. But Same allowed Jen to disrespect Erica. You know, and so he's the only person to blame. Like, you can't even blame Jen. She got her lick. Whatever her lick was, she got it good. You know what I mean? And it's one thing if these messages from the beginning to where we are now with these messages, you have not heard Jen disrespecting Erica at all. You didn't hear her say, and that bitch you got in the house. You didn't see her say that. You didn't hear her calling her, oh, like you definitely want to fuck me because I don't know what the fuck you're fucking with in that house. You never heard her say anything like that. You never heard her degrade Erica. You never heard her compare herself to Erica. You never heard her compare her body, her skin, her hair, her nails, nothing. So she's never comparing herself to Erica. She's simply, in my personal opinion, Jen is simply just wrapped into this like game of cat and mouse to see if this man will admit to being a cheater. And I think Jen was just addicted to the chase too. She was addicted to getting the truth, you know, like those people who like watch true crime podcasts. They're just so, there's like, I just got to know how it ends. And I feel like that's how it was for Jen. She just wanted to see how it ended. Like, is he finally going to tell me the truth? You know? And it seems like she was trying to get it at different angles. Like, well, what about morality, right? Morally, you have a girlfriend, right? She brings in the moral aspect of it. You have a girlfriend. Then she brings in the logic aspect of it. Well, if you have a person living in your house who traveled across the country, you know, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So she's giving him the moral lecture. She's giving him the empirical lecture. She's giving him all these different types of ways to like get it into his brain that you have a girlfriend. You know, I'm not going to be shocked if I see Morse code in here. Like, she was clearly trying to get him to the picture, and he was so wrapped up in chasing her, he couldn't even see that. He couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. He was so wrapped up in trying to capture her. You know what I mean? And so, but we're going to continue. I'm going to continue reading. I'm really just murmuring for you guys, but I'm reading it to myself. Um, Somebody says it gets juicier. This to me is not juicy. This is like, he's a disgusting human being, you know? And I feel for Erica, and like, because it's fucking Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, and you guys said earlier, did I see what you said? What'd you say? Nosy's pink bonnet. Y'all get on my damn nerves. Get a picture of me like this, Nosy's pink bonnet. Get rid of that picture. I look like shit. Okay. You said today's her birthday? What did he do? He was caught texting another woman while his living girlfriend, wife, right? They're married or engaged. His living fiance found out on the internet. Pose real quick. Okay, I hope you got the good ones. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, he says she sleeps in the guest room. She says, I don't be up that late to know what she'd be doing. I only then ever see her in the morning when I go to work. In Virgo's live. I be sleeping anytime after 10 p.m. He said, I know you go to sleep and I be sleeping that early because I get off work late. So I don't see her in there. He says, but let me be very clear. Okay. She says, okay. He said, if I was in a relationship, I would not be trying to do what I'm trying to do with you. See, I don't have to have my cake and ice cream too. I think he meant say or eat it too. See, the vanilla cake is sweet enough for me. Yuck. He's a colorist too. Yuck. Okay. She says, like I said earlier, if she is lying, that's, I can't read that, it's cut off. Eric says, but you think that because I don't put my business online? She says, no, that's not the reason. It's because there just certain shit you can have stopped on the back end where no one would have even needed to know. He said, like what then, Jen? She says, like tell her to stop selling a relationship that according to you doesn't exist. He said, and if she chooses to say something when I'm not around and I'm at work, then what? He's so fucking manipulative. So you're telling me that this woman who's a guest in your home, right, is just allowed to just pretend to be your girlfriend online and you're just, your hands are tied, there's nothing you can do? What kind of crock of shit is, who's really gonna believe that? If I was, if my fiance was my roommate, right? And he was going around telling his mom and dad that we were engaged, I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, we are not. Are you sick in the head? You're my roommate. Why are you lying to people, telling them we're engaged? You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, that's the response I would have. And I would nip that in the bud. And then for two, you got to get the fuck out of my house. Even if we are roommates, why are you going online on the internet telling people we're dating and we're not? So obviously, he did not care how Erica was presenting the relationship because it was a relationship. According to you guys and the memory, my fractured memory, he was claiming that woman in January. He probably thought nobody remembered it because maybe he doesn't get a lot of people in his live stream and maybe he didn't think anybody would remember. Maybe he didn't think anybody would see or any of the blogs would pick it up. But I'm sure a blog picked it up because you guys said Poozy played it earlier. He was claiming that woman in January. So cut the shit. Like, you were with that woman. And you're talking about, oh, well, my hands are tied. I just can't seem to get her to, if I'm at work, I can't seem to get her to stop. You have enough time to text Jen good morning, good night every fucking day. And you don't got enough time to click over on TikTok and see if there's a bitch on the internet lying about if you in a relationship with her. Same as you, cool. The way I want to just kick my foot in this nigga's ass. What is you talking about? I hate niggas lie. We're talking about these live streamers here on TikTok. Erica Nicole, Jen Stigator, and the man